生，速得无上正等觉圆满佛果。请大家发广大殊胜的菩提心，以及方便广大密咒声动机，并且如理如法的谛听。
Please listen to the teaching by cultivating the two aspects of supreme elevation, the vast intention of the Mahayana Bodhicitta and the vast method of the secret mantra Vajrayana, so as able to lead all sentient beings as limitless as space to the state of the unsurpassed Buddhahood.
今天呢，我们继续讲这个入菩萨行论。入菩萨行论呢，整部我们分成三，首义，然后就是论义，就尾义。那首义我们讲完了，现在呢是论义。论义呢分成四个部分来讲解。首先呢是珍宝菩提心未生已生起的三品，然后已生能坚固三品，已固能增上三品。然后呢，就是回向文一共10品里面呢，我们首先是未生已生起，就是珍宝菩提心未生已生起里面3品里面的第一品，菩提心的功德利益我们已经讲完了。接下来呢，我们讲第2品，就是忏悔罪业这样。
So today we continue on the teaching of the Bodhisattva way of life. And it's divided into 3 major content: the introduction, the actual teaching, as well as the conclusion. And we have finished the initial introduction, and today we will continue on the teaching of on the actual teaching itself. The actual teaching is also divided into 3 themes. The first theme is for the Bodhicitta, for they have not risen yet to arise, and then for the Bodhicitta to stabilize, and then for the Bodhicitta to enhance and continue to develop. And then at the conclusion, a conclusion, which consists of a total of 10 chapters. And today we have finished the first chapter already, and today we'll be continuing on chapter 2, the confession of sin.
那我们在第1品里面呢，我们讲了菩提心的功德。所以当我们知道了这个菩提心的功德是如此殊胜就是这么重要这么殊胜的一个功德，那这么殊胜的一个菩提心，那要怎么样让这个菩提心在自己的相续当中升起呢？接下来呢就是讲帮助我们用什么样的方式将菩提心自己的相续当中升起。首先呢就是要做忏悔。
In the first chapter, we have talked about the quality and the benefits of the Bodhicitta. And now that we have learned how profound and how beneficial Bodhicitta is, then how do we make it so that what are the method or approach that we need to take in order to allow Bodhicitta to arise in our mind stream? And now we'll begin on teaching on what are the approach or the method that we can do in order to arouse Bodhicitta. And the first is that we engage in the practice of confession.
然后这里呢，主要就是在忏悔里面呢，它也有就是以各式各样的这个供养然后呢就来积累资粮，然后来忏悔业力等等的。那这些里面呢，最重要就是我们首先是在这些里面呢，就是做这个供养的部分。
And within the teaching of this confession, there are actually various kinds of offerings that we can engage in order to accumulate merit, as well as confessing obscurations. So first, the first method we're going to start to talk about is the offering.
总之就是总共我们要忏悔业障，或者是我们要亲近自相续的话，用8种方式来帮助我们亲近业障。首先是做供养，然后顶礼皈依，然后就是会罪随喜转法轮，然后祈求不涅槃等等以这7支供上面再加一个皈依 然后这里面就是一共就是8支了，以这个方式呢来做就是讲我们这个第2品忏悔的这个部分。
可不可以再讲一次8个
？8个对，是供养、顶礼、皈依、忏悔、随喜、转法轮，然后呢就是祈求不涅槃。
Overall, these method can be these method of purifying obscuration in our mind stream and accumulating merit can be grouped into the 8 methods. The methods of offering, doing prostration, taking prostration or homage, taking refuge, practice confection, rejoice, request to turn Dharma wheel, and then request not to enter parinirvana. These are the 7 branch offering that we commonly know of, and plus taking refuge. So these are the main, can be grouped as the 8 methods.
然后呢，这里面的第一个是供养。那供养的部分呢，我们首先为什么我们要做供养这个呢，我们要知道这个供养它主要的对治是什么呢？主要的对治是贪欲，然后就是牵临因为我们自己的贪心或是牵临，我们什么都舍不得舍不得供养，舍不得布施，然后呢，不但是舍不得供养，舍不得布施，而且是因为我们的这个贪欲想要得到一些东西而造下了很多很多的业障所以呢，为了对治这些呢，我们就要做一些供养。
Here, the first one is the offering. And in terms of an offering, we need to understand what is the purpose, or why are we engaged in the practice of making offering. This is something that we need to first understand. The offering serves as an antidote or to counteract our desire or greediness, or refer as our stinginess. There are a lot of times there's things that we are so attached to that we don't want to give those away to practice generosity or to give away as offering, because we are attached to some of the things that we possess, or in terms of our possession. And because of this desire or attachment, we have then committed much of negative karma. So thereby, in order to counteract this, we engage in the practice of offering.
所以呢，当我们因为贪欲造下的这些一切罪业，它也是障碍我们相续当中升起菩提心。所以呢，我们要针对它来做供养，然后来清除这些障碍。
So thereby, due to this, our own desire or attachment, we have committed such much of a negative karma, and these negative karma then became obstacles in our path or in our purpose to arise bodhicitta in our mind stream. So thereby, by doing offering, we are doing so to counteract these obstacles, or to purify these obstacles.
所以呢，这是一方面。另一方面，我们做供养是积累福报。我们首先在一个人的相续当中要升起菩提心，要升起大圆满的这个见解，要认知自己的本性，心里要升起是真正的这个信心，这些都要福报的没有福报的一个人，是他的相续当中是这些任何的善业，这些善的这个功德都升不起的，没有办法升起来，因为他相续当中有太多的这个罪障，然后就障碍了这些，也没有那个福报升起这些功德所以呢，在我们的相续当中要升起对三宝的信心的这样的功德也好然后呢，就真正的菩提心这么殊胜的功德也好。然后呢，就是大圆满的见解就是大圆满的觉性这样的功德也好，这些都必须具备很大的福报的人才可以再将自己的相续当中升起这些。如果是没有福报的人的话，这些是没有办法升起的。所以呢，第二个原因就是我们必须得积累福报。
So that is one perspective. The other perspective or the purpose of making offerings to accumulate merit. In order for a person's mind stream to develop or rise bodhicitta, the view of dzogchen, such that to realize nature of mind, and or with genuine devotion, all these things require merit. Without merit, these positive qualities cannot be developed, because in a person's mind stream, without merit, then there's too much obscuration, and then not enough merit to, then these qualities would not be able to be developed. And thus, therefore, the qualities such as arising devotion towards three jewels, the genuine bodhicitta or the dzogchen view, or we refer to as the rikpa of the dzogchen. In the dzogchen teaching, all these require these immense merits, and they are necessary in order for these qualities to develop. Without merits, then they would not be able to be developed or arise in one's mind stream. So thereby, this is the second reason or second purpose.
不但是这么殊胜的这些功德，而且是在世间上，我们做一些事情，想要自己的所做的事情顺利，然后呢，想要自己的心想事成，所做的事情都可以圆满，这些都需要一定的福报的。所以没有福报的是人，他是这些都。不但是出世间的这些功德，连世间的这些功德他都没有办法得到。所以呢，不管是出世间的事情功德也好，在世间的功德也好，我们要想一切都顺利得到这样的功德的话，需要福报所以呢，我们在这里就是要积累福报就是做供养的这个目的就是要积累福报这样。
Not only regarding to these profound qualities require merit, but also in the things of the mundane world, such as some things that a lot of times we don't things to go well, we want our wishes to come true and become success, and are the things that we wish to achieve in this mundane world, they all require merits. So it's not only of the things of the the Buddhist path, but also the things. This applies also the same to the things or the wishes of the mundane world as well. All these things, all of them requires merit. So thereby, here's the purpose to accumulate merit by engaging in the practice of offering.
以前在藏地阿底峡尊者。有些弟子要请阿底峡尊者跟他们传这个菩提心，然后呢，有些弟子呢，就是只带了一个哈达来做供养，然后叫阿底峡尊者说，你只供养一根哈达的这个功德，不够足以你得到这个菩提心的福报，所以这个不行，你相续当中一定生不起菩提心的，所以你只是一根哈达的这个供养。是不够的，因为珍贵的菩提心，你是需要更大的福报才能够在相续当中升起。所以曾经阿底峡尊者是这样讲的，所以呢，我们要相续当中升起菩提心的话，我们要积累很大的福报功德，这样才能够升起。
In Tibet, the great master Adisha, there was occasion that the disciples of Adesha requested him to give teaching on this genuine, profound bodhicitta. Some of the disciples have only brought a kata for offering. And then the Adisha told the disciple that with the merit of only offering one kata, it will not be enough for you to arise this genuine bodhicitta. This explains that for someone to arise, to develop this precious and profound bodhicitta, really requires this immense amount of merit. So thereby, in order to do so, to arise genuine bodhicitta, we need to accumulate this large amount, immense of the merit, so that it can be genuinely developed in our mind stream.
这个并不是说阿底峡尊者要给他需要很多的这个钱财，然后呢就是这样说的，不是，是因为你一个要想得到菩提心的人，你必须要有很大的资粮福报。如果你没有那个福报的话，在你的相续当中是生不起菩提心的所以呢，阿底峡尊者也曾经这样说，这个是在藏地的高僧大德们大家都知道的，大家都在讲菩提心的时候都会提到这个公案所以这个说明了什么呢？说明了就是我们要在相续当中升起菩提心的话，这个福报是非常重要的。
This does not mean that Bodhisattva will wish or wanted much of the wealth. It's because for someone, in order for them to develop or to arise genuine bodhicitta in their mind stream, it really requires a large amount of merit so that it can be successful. So this is actually an account which many great masters, they will always mention when they give the teaching on bodhicitta, as it illustrates how important it is for us to accumulate merit in the path of developing genuine bodhicitta.
所以呢，我们作为一个大乘的佛教徒，求解脱的一个佛教徒，求获得真正的菩提心的一个佛教徒的话呢，在自己的相续当中升起菩提心是非常重要的。那要升起菩提心的话，那自己积累福报是更重要的。那所以呢，在这里呢，就是告诉我们怎么样能够积累福德这样。那积累福德的方法里面呢，就是在大乘的这个积累资粮里面呢，是最殊胜的，就是七支供没有比七支供还有更殊胜的积累福报的方法。所以呢，在这里呢，就是用七支供上面再加了一个皈依这个就一共8支，以这个8支的方式来告诉我们积累资粮的方法。
As a Mahayana practitioner who wishes for liberation, and for someone who truly wants to arise, develop bodhicitta in their mind stream, it is very important to accumulate merit. So thereby, in terms of the methods to accumulate merits, the most profound way that to accumulate merit in the Mahayana teaching is the 7-branch offering. So here it gives the teaching of the 7-branch offering plus the practice of taking refuge. So it serves as 8 branches or 8 methods on how to accumulate merits.
所以呢，接下来呢，我们就开始讲这个供养的这个方法。因为我们大家都说我要福报，我要积累资粮，但是很多时候呢，我们的方法都有错误所以呢，我们在学习这个入行论的时候，我希望大家好好的阅读入行论，然后呢，思维这个入行论里面的积累功德供养的这些方法。如果我们方法不懂的时候，就算我们供养的再多，也许我们的资粮只有一点点，福报只积累了一点点。如果说我们懂了这个方法，懂了这个善巧，怎么样才是真正积累福报的话，也许我们只供养1朵花，也许它的功德也很大所以呢，这是非常重要的。在这里呢，所以我们一一的跟大家讲解这个供养的方法，所以请大家好好的记住。
So now we begin on the methods, begin on teaching on the methods of offering. Many people often say that they want to accumulate merits, but they do not know the right method, or they engage some of the improper methods to accumulate merit. So here, as we give the teaching on the Bodhisattva way of life, here throughout the whole process, I ask you to really apply to thoroughly understand the teaching itself, and then to always review it, so that you can really remember this method, the correct methods to accumulate merit. Because if we do not know the proper method, or don't know how to approach in the practice of offering correctly, even if we have offered so much, we may only accumulate a little amount of merit, a little amount of merits. However, if we do understand the methods or the skillful means to approach in terms of practice offering, even by just offering 1 flower will allow us to accumulate immense merit. So here, as we engage in the learning of this teaching, I request all of you to pay attention, and then to really truly remember these methods and these teachings.
然后在这里开始供养的时候呢，整体上呢可以分成几类不一样的供品。首先我们在这里首先的供养呢，就是供养实质性的物质，就是我们实有的物质的供养。然后第二个呢，我们就是供养我们的意所观想出来的一些供品。 然后第三呢就是供养愿力的供养，然后就是无上的供养等等的，就是有很多不一样的供养。那首先呢就是实质性的物质的供养，这个里面呢分成就是供养有主物，就是有主人的物品的供养，然后呢再供养无主物，就是没有主人的供养，然后呢第三个呢就是供养自己的身体，这样分三个。首先呢我们就是供养这个有主的这个物品，这样。
Here as begin the teaching of offering. It actually can be, in terms of the offering itself, it can be divided into several categories. The first category is the offering of the actual substances or actual objects. The second one is the offering of which we offer through our visualization. The third one is the offering of aspiration or the supreme offering. And here as we begin on the first category, the offering of actual substances or actual object, it also has been divided, such as the first of offering something that's been possessed by someone or someone's possession, and then the offering of things that are not possessed by anyone, and then the offering of our own body. The first is offering of offering of things that's in possession of people or someone.
然后这里说，为持珍宝心，我今供如来，无垢妙法宝，佛子功德海。那这里面呢，就是首先讲的是我们供养的对境，然后呢，我们供养的这个动机就是讲这个为持珍宝心是什么呢？就是为了我的相续当中能够升起这个如意宝一般的这个菩提心呢，我今天呢要供养谁呢？供养如来。如来就是一切佛、一切菩萨、十方三世的一切诸佛菩萨呢，我今天要做这个供养，这样。
And here, as begin in the first verse, in order to adopt the jewel of the mind, I make offering to the Tathagatas, to the stainless jewel of the sublime Dharma, and to the children of the Buddhas who are oceans of excellent quality. So here first begin by indicating the subject of offering as well as the motivation. So here it says that in order to adopt the jewel of the mind, the motivation is that for the purpose to arise the bodhicitta, which is like that of the jewel, we make offering to the Tathagatas, which is the Buddhas, as well as the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. These are the subjects that we're engaged to make offering to, and yeah.
无垢妙宝瓶。妙法宝佛子功德海，就是无垢妙法宝，就是讲的是上面是供如来，就是法那个佛，然后呢这里说是法宝，然后就是佛子，就是僧宝，就是一切菩萨，功德海就是在这个面前呢，我做这个供养，也就是说三宝我的对境就是三宝，这样佛法僧三宝。
And then, we first make offering to the Tathagata, which is the Buddha, and then we make offering to the stainless jewel of the sublime Dharma. So we make offering to the Dharma, and then the next is the children of the Buddhas, though they are referring as the Sangha. So thereby we are making offering to the Buddha and Dharma and the Sangha.
然后呢，在这样供养的时候呢，还要具备6个就6种。方式或者是6种功德来做供养。第一个是什么呢？为了想要获得佛的果位而做供养。然后呢，第二个呢是我要获得佛的果位是为了一切有情而供养，这是第二个。然后第三个呢就是供品善妙乐意。善妙乐意是什么意思呢？就是很美丽，很庄严，看到就可能心生欢喜的。所以我常常讲，你们在做供品的时候，就是看你怎么摆庄严 怎么样漂亮啊，就是这样摆啊，这个就是这个善妙乐意的意思是这个，这是第三个。然后第三个，然后第四个是三轮清净。三轮清净是什么呢？三轮清净就是我们不执着于我供养者，也不执着于就是供养的对境，也不执着于这供养的物品，对这些不要产生实有的执着啊。三轮清净大致上这样理解就可以了。然后第五个是什么呢？无有伪品的伪品的垢染，就是说无有垢染的，就是供养品的意思。总之，无有垢染的供养品呢，它可以分很多类，但是呢，最重要的一个就是没有参与自己的就是牵连心，一边舍不得一边供养，这就不行。这个你的供养就是不干净了，就是有垢染了。一旦你供养就是完完全全打自内心的啊，就是我去供养，一点舍不得或者牵连的心都没有的啊，这是一个。还有一个呢，这里面还可以包括很多，比如说是就是自己抢劫的东西啊，或者抢来的东西啊，或者偷来的东西啊，来做供养啊，或者是就是来伤害众生而带来的东西啊，这些就不是清净的供养啊。当然是如果是菩萨，有些菩萨为了利益这个人，有些人比如说一个人是很有钱的人，他完全什么都舍不得，但是这个菩萨呢，为了帮助他积累资粮，如果是偷了他的东西去供养三宝，100%是为了利益对方的话，这是例外的。除了这个之外的话，这些刚刚我讲的那几个都是属于是就是不干净的、有垢染的供品。这是第5个然后第6个呢，就是最后供养完了以后呢，回向大菩提就6种。所以呢，这6种呢，就是我们在做供养的时候是要具备的。
And then, as we engage in the practice of offering, we need to make sure we have met the 6 qualities or 6 requirements in order for this to be a genuine or a proper, correct offering. The first, we make offering for the purpose to attain the enlightenment of the Buddha, and then such that which is including the second requirement is for the purpose to benefit and liberate sentient beings. And then the third requirement is that the offering itself has to be beautiful, solemn, and also brings joy when you see them. And this is why I often say whenever you arrange these offerings, you arrange in a manner that it brings you joy and happiness, and that you feel great about when you see these offerings. And then the fourth is for the offering itself to be and remain in the purity of the 3 wheels per se. It means that you're not attached to the subject that you make offering, the object you are making an offering of, and then yourself who is making the offering. The fifth is that the offering itself has to be offered without any pollution or these obscurations, without any pollution. In terms of the pollution, it can be categorized into many things, but mainly it is about that your offering, it should not be polluted with your own sense of greediness or stinginess, such that you're not willing to give it away. The offering itself has to be really genuine and really just from your heart, that it's offered without any sense of holding back or a second doubt, so to speak. And here the pollution also includes the offering that which you have robbed from someone, you have stole from someone, or it was obtained by harming other sentient beings. These are considered as the impure offering that we should not be offering. But of course, there are certain bodhisattvas that and so whenever in their action that for the purpose of benefiting sentient beings, if they encounter someone who is very rich and greedy, not willing to make offering, then and for the bodhisattva, in order for that person to accumulate merit, and that bodhisattva steals his or her possession and make offering, then that's considered acceptable. But then that's really out of truly the genuine, has been the genuine motivation of the bodhisattvas. And then lastly, the sixth requirement is that to do dedication of merit after making of offering. So these are the 6 points that we need to meet or to be fulfilled when we are engaged in the practice of making offerings.
然后接下来呢，就是真实供养，也就是实质性有的，就是我们可以看得到、摸得着的这样的东西来做供养。鲜花与真果，种种诸良药，世间珍宝物，乐意沉净水。这里呢就是鲜花大家都知道，不管是我们在野外的生长的这些鲜花也好，或是自己种植的鲜花也好，只要是看起来漂亮的、干净的、悦意的鲜花，这些我们都可以做来供养。然后呢是真果也是就是说珍珠等等的，就是任何的珍贵的这些珍贵的果实，就是我们都可以拿来做供养。种种诸良药，尤其是我们所说的药材就是像有些我们所说的藏红花这样的话，一方面它也是药材，一方面呢它味道都是非常非常就是很香的味道像这样的药材。然后呢世间珍宝物，那世间的珍宝那就很多了，我们可以看到就是说像珊瑚然后就是那个松耳石等等的，就世间的珍宝太多了，因为我没有珍宝，所以说不出几个名字。我说一下珊瑚、松耳石、玛瑙，然后呢就是还有这个钻石、天珠等等的，这些都是世间的珍宝。这些世间的珍宝物，然后乐意沉净水，那水的话也是我们所说的，以前阿底峡尊者到这个西藏的时候，他就说，其实藏人要积累资粮的话，就只是供水都可以积累很大的资粮，因为他是从印度来的时候，印度没有什么很干净的水，一到藏地的话，藏地的水都是非常非常干净的，很多都是那个泉水，所以非常清凉。他就说，藏地只是用这个水都可以积累很大的功德资粮，这样，所以呢就是乐意沉净水。那这里乐意沉净水的话，还有一个就是我们所说的具有8种功德的水。通常我们所说具有8种功德的水的话，就是有些以前大德们他们就是说8种功德的水是降下的雨，天上的降下的这个雨水没有落到地上，直接就是这个就是积累到容器里面的话，这也是属于是8种功德的水。总之就是等等的这个就是说乐意沉净水这些我们都可以拿来做供养，这样。
And now we'll begin the actual offering of, begin the offering of actual objects. And these are things that we can actually see or sense or feel. So here as it writes, as many flowers, fruits, and medicinal herbs as there are, and as many jewels as there are in the world, in clear and pleasant waters. In terms of flower, as you all know, whether it's out in the field or some of the flowers that you grow, as long as it's pretty, it's joyful, it brings joy, it can be used as offering. The fruits such as the pearls and all kinds of fruits, etc. And in the medicinal herbs, especially, we all commonly know about saffron flowers. These are these herbs that has great good fragrance, and that can be used as offering. And also here it says the many jewels or worldly treasures such as coral reef, different gemstones, diamonds, the stones, the meteorites, and as well. And then the water, and here it says that clear and pleasant water. When Atisha had came to Tibet from India, he had said that for the Tibetans to accumulate merit, even by just making water offering would suffice. And that's because in India there's not that much abundance of clean and pure water, but there's actually great abundance of pure and clean water in Tibet. So thereby, by making water offering, we will also accumulate large amount of merit. So, and also here when it says the clear and pleasant water, this also refers to water in which it possesses 8 qualities, such as the water, as the Great Master has said before, these are basically the raindrops that fell from the sky, and yet it has not touched the ground, and it was gathered into a vessel. So all these things, including the clear and pleasant water, they can all be used as making of offering.
然后呢，就是巍巍珍宝山，静谧一人林，花颜妙宝树，真果垂枝树。这里就是巍巍珍宝山啊，就是所谓的我们这个有很多的金山等宝山，这里说金山等宝山，不管是金山宝山也好，或者是我们比如说有时候去到野外的时候，看到像喜马拉雅山的周围那些山群呐，也看到非常的雄伟、庄严等等的这样的山。当然还有就是珍宝山，用珍宝的这样的山呐，然后呢就是亲密一人林，那就我们有些森林我们也看到，也是看到这些森林好像就是非常的庄严好看的，然后就是花颜妙宝树，这些都是基本上是可以说是我们像这个天界的或者是我们在这个供曼扎拉的时候需要观想的这些就是有点像类似这里面的，像这里说妙宝树。妙宝树的话，也许就是说像如意树一样的等等的，然后真果垂枝树，真果垂枝树就是这个，比如说我们看到有些就是7月份、8月份到秋天的时候，很多果实就是非常的已经成熟了，这样垂下来的。像昨天我们在这个 Kitty 的后院做烟供的时候，它是后面有一棵树，树上有很多的核桃，然后就是把这个很多的核桃这样垂下来，这个树枝都往下就是怎么说掉下来，这样垂枝树等等。总之，就我们看到的这些一切就是妙宝山等等的这些都可以拿来做供养，这样我都做供养。
And then it says, jewel mountains, forest the region, and other delightful and solitary places, vines shining with the ornament of lovely flowers, and trees with branch bowed to delicious fruit. So here it says the jewel mountains. There are actually many refer as the mountain of gold, etc. And it can also refer to sometime when we see, for example, when we see the mountains surrounding the Himalayas region, how magnificent and how solemn they are. They can be also used as offering, and as well as here it says the mountains of jewels, made of jewels, etc. And here it says forest the region. Sometimes when we see some forests, we see this really nice and very serene these and also as well as the delightful and solitary place, and vines shining of ornament of lovely flowers. These things are some of the things that we know that exist in celestial realms, as well as the things we visualize when we practice mandala offering. And also the trees with branch boughed with delicious fruit. This is sometime during the summertime in July. We see some trees, they already bear fruits in their branch, such as yesterday at Kitty's house when we practiced the smoke puja in the backyard. We saw these walnut trees are bearing fruits or bearing these walnuts, etc. So all these are the things that we can we make offering with. Are these objects of offerings.
世间妙芳香，如意妙宝树，自生诸庄稼，给土诸珍饰，莲花诸湖泊，月影美天鹅这些都是贡品这里世间妙芳香的话，在我们世间上有的就是各式各样的香所谓的香就是像我们这样供的这些香了但是香里面现在我们要小心，就是有很多比如说世间制造的那些香味道是很香，但是那些是不适合供养三宝的，因为它们材质是不干净的。尤其是现在有些香中间是用竹竿做的那种一把一把的，很多在以前我们在汉地我看到一些寺庙的门前大家供的那种香，后来有人发现那些制造香的那些香肠制的那个香是完全是用废纸，然后就是把它们搅碎，然后最后呢就是喷一些就是不自然的香水，然后就是做成香的，所以那种香的话是根本不适合供三宝的。那以后大家要供香的话，最好就是供自然的香，藏地制造的那些自然的香而我们这边的这个香就是要看是在哪里做的这个香了。一般的香味道虽然很好，闻起来很好，但是呢，它这个是不是真正的可以供养的这个香？所以世间的妙芳香，也就是要干净的、自然的这样的香。如意妙宝树就是我们所说的天界的，就如意树。如意树的意思就是有这个树的时候呢，你可以想要什么，你就在如意树面前就是祈祷，你就可以得到这样的。然后自生诸庄稼，给予湖泊啦、花啦、月异的天鹅鸟这些，总之就是我们在野外所看到的，就是月异的，看到很漂亮的、很好看的这些，全部都可以做来供养这样。
And here it says, fragrances and incense, wish-fulfilling trees, jewel trees, lakes adorned with lotuses, enchanting calls of wild geese in the worlds of gods and other celestials. So here, referring to, in terms of the fragrance, these are referring to the incense that we often use to make offering, as we can see here. But nowadays, we need to really be careful of the type of incense we use to make offering. Although some of the incense you encounter, they may smell really good and pleasant, but actually they are not fit for offering to the three jewels because the substance they use to make itself is impure. Some of these incense may have bamboo sticks in there, and when in some place in the Chinese region, we observed that in some temples they have this incense that are used, although they smell really well, but then we found out that these incense are actually really just made of waste papers. So in order to make the best offering, we should use incense that's made of natural substances, natural clean substances. So this is something that we need to be careful when we need, such that we need to make sure we know where those incense are made from, and because although again some of them smell really well, but they actually cannot be used because of their impure substances. And then the wish-fulfilling trees, referring to trees that the type of tree that whatever you wish for, as long as you pray under that tree, you will be able to obtain what you wish. And so here, and it's really in summary, it just means that as long as anything that we see that is considered pretty and good looking, these can all be used as offerings.
浩瀚虚空界一切无主物，一元尽奉献，摩尼诸佛子起勤圣佛田，悲悯那物供这就是浩瀚于天空的。总之是一切这个有主人的也好，无主人的物质也好，所有的这些人间的、天界的，然后呢就是刹土的，就清净的刹土，所有的这些所有的供养，我把这些全部来观想， 观想这些供养，然后呢就是来供养诸佛菩萨，来供养释迦牟尼佛，请你呢为了我积累资粮，为了我积累福报，请你慈悲的就是接受我的供养就是这个意思。
And as it reads, uncultivated crops, planted crops, and other things that ornament the venerable ones, all these things that are unknown and that extend throughout space, I bring to mind and offer to the foremost sages together with their children. May those worthy of precious gift, the greatly merciful ones, compassionate towards me, and accept these from me. So here it reads that all these things, the things that are not possessed or etc., we make these offerings so that purpose, so we request the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas to accept them so that we can accumulate merits and ultimately reach enlightenment.
然后接下来呢是佛钵我贫穷无余堪供财祈求慈护主利我受此供。他这里说为什么我们就是不供养自己真正的就有的这些财物或有的这些花，然后呢供养很多观想的没有的东西呢？这里就是说因为我自己的往昔没有积累很多的福报，所以呢今生因为贫穷没有那么多的东西可以供养，所以呢就是为了这样的就想要积累福报的人提供了一个可以让他们积累福报的方法就是以观想也可以积累很多的福报，以观想也可以积累很大的这个福德所以呢就是以观想的方式呢我来供养这些供养，所以来请求就是护主呢来接纳我的这个供养这样。
And says, devoid of merit and destitute, I have nothing else to offer. Therefore, may the protector, whose concern are for the welfare of others, accept this by their own power for my sake. So here it says that why we don't, instead of making offerings that we possess, we actually possess in ourselves, why are we making offering of things that we visualize or things that we see or something that we don't possess? It's because that in our previous life we did not accumulate enough merits so that we have not much to offer right now. But however, by offering the things that we visualize or the things that we see, we can use this as we can offer them as another method to accumulate this immense amount of merit. So thereby here we request the protector to accept them for the purpose of accumulating our merits.
这以上呢，这些是观想的供养，当然这个是最主要是为了提供给一些完全没有任何的财物、完全没有任何的东西可以供养三宝的人就是提供了一个方法可以积累资粮的。但是呢，我们就算是自己有财物有能力可以供养的人，也同样可以以这样的方式做供养。所以呢，比如说我们自己有财物的话，我们就是尽力能够根据自己的能力可以去做供养。在这样的同时呢，我们比如说在野外，或者我们去旅行，或者我们在外面走的时候看到的，或者是意念到的任何的就是乐意的东西，我们都可以来做供养。我们所谓的做的供养，这个并不是说佛菩萨真正的需要那个东西，不是的，而是要我们心里升起供养的这个念头，升起舍弃这些东西，不是永远都是什么都我要的这个念头，而是永远都是以 OK 我要供养，我要给予这样的念头，就是常常有这样的念头升起，这个就是我们积累资粮的。然后呢，就是对治我们的贪欲的所以我们人类也好，动物也好，常常都是看到什么好看的东西说我要，听到什么好听的东西我要听什么都是我要，从来都是不会往外或是供养三宝或者给予别人所以呢，就是在这里我们就要知道供养的 目的。为什么我们自己平时有供养，在外面看到好看的东西，也要常常做供养呢？就是要练习我们的心里面常常就是做这样的供养，来舍弃每一看到一个好的东西，就不是说我要，而是供养这样的念头常常升起的话呢，我们就是会养成一个习惯。当养成一个习惯的时候，其实你随时随地你都在积累福报。比如说你在散步的时候看到一些路边的很漂亮的花，你就说供养三宝你如果是能念诵我们供养仪轨里面那个咒语的话，那是最好。如果是你背不下来或是没有时间的话，你就大致心里想，然后就口头里说供养三宝就是这样就可以了所以这样的话，我们就是在任何的时候我们都可以积累福报，我们都可以积累功德，这是非常重要的，也是非常殊胜的。
So these are actually the offering of things that we can visualize, and this is particularly for those that does not have any wealth possessions as a method for them to accumulate merit. But here, even though, however, even for people that for the people that do have some wealth and possession, we can also use these methods to make offerings. So that if we do have some certain level of wealth, then based on our own capability, we can make offering of our wealth. But at the same time, every time we go travel, go outside, whatever we see and remember, we can all make offering of these things. Because by making offering, it does not mean that the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas need them. But for the purpose of making offering is really for us to have constantly to practice and train our mind to have these thoughts of making offering or giving things away, and instead of always having the thoughts of I want this, I want that. To able to practice and train our mind to always have these thoughts of giving away, to give it away, to make offering. It is a method to counteract our sense of desire. Because whether humans and animals, whenever we see things that we like, or things that we think is pleasant, instinctively we always want those things. It's never really I want to just give them away, but instead it's always I want that, I want this. So here we really need to keep in mind and understand what the purpose of making offering is, and also. So in addition to the regular offering, what we do, we can also do offering every time we go see when we are out walking outside, when we see something pleasant, so that we can constantly develop or train the habit of making offering, so that we can accumulate a large amount of merits. For example, sometimes even when we're just walking around, we see a flower, a really nice, pretty flower, we can say, we have this thought to we can offer this flower to 3 jewels. If you can remember the offering mantra, then it's really even better. You can recite that. But then, even if you do not remember any mantra, by just have this genuine thought of making an offering, that alone will allow you to accumulate merits already. So this is something that we need to always really keep in mind, because this is a very important and profound method for us to accumulate merits.
当这样我们常常练习的时候，我们比如说平时没有练习这个之前，我们一天里面看到了，比如说是20种你喜欢的东西，那你一天你就会产生20种贪心，说这个我要，这个念头。当你这样常常练习的时候呢，你一天里面看到了20种你喜欢的东西，你就做了20次的供养。你看一下这个差别。所以我们就是常常这样练习的话，你的平时的那个贪心，你就现在变成了一个供养，平时你那个贪心你喜欢的这个东西，你就变成了一个你积累功德的一个方法。这个我们所说的这个就是诀窍，这个也就是可以说是我们说返老转为盗用，也可以这样说。为什么这样说呢？因为你喜欢那个，但是呢，平时你喜欢的时候你是贪心，你要自己得，但是现在是你喜欢，你供养三宝，所以完全就转化成 把这个你喜欢、你喜好的这个东西转化成你可以积累福报、积累功德的一个方法了。所以这个是很殊胜的。
So here, as we are able to constantly engage in this practice or making of this habit, we can really compare our situation before and after practice. Before and after we engage this practice. Before we engage this practice, if we see 20 things we like in a day, then we're going to have this 20 thoughts of desire of wishing to obtain them or to possess them. However, as if we are able to make this practice, if we do this practice and make a habit of ourselves, then in a day, as we see 20 things that we like, then we have made offering 20 times. This is the difference that you can really see for yourself, because the desire that we wish to have to possess that thing has become become offering that we can accumulate merits with. So this is really the pit instruction that we are talking about here, or it tends to refer as to transforming these mental afflictions into the path itself. Because initially the thought of trying to possess this thing or to own this thing is initially is a desire, is attachment. However, by engaging this practice, we can actually transform it into a way of making offering, and thus for us to accumulate merit. So this is actually a very profound teaching that we can use, or practice that we can approach and engage with.
所以呢，在这里我们就，比如说一个平时我们的喜好，我们喜欢的东西，你也不用，我常常在喜欢这个东西，然后就不用强行的去控制自己的这个喜欢的念头，不用，没有必要。你喜欢你就喜欢，每次看到喜欢就做供养就可以了。
So here, as there was a lot of time we tend to see many things that we like, and we want to possess them. So we don't need to force ourselves to say, we cannot like this, we cannot like that. Then all you gotta do is just make offering of it, just make an offering, and then that will suffice.
然后接下来呢，就是供养身体的部分，也就是身口意，愿以悟生心，恒现佛子，恳勤哀纳受，我愿为尊普，遵纪慈摄护，利生无却故，远罪尽身心，誓断诸恶业。这里面首先这就是供养自己的身口意，供养自己的身口意的功德是很大的功德。为什么说是很大的功德呢？因为我们的执着最深的是我们的身体。比如说我们有再多的其他的外在的物质，但是我们对这些外在的物质的执着不如对我们身体的执着。所以对我们的身体的执着是最强的，我们最喜欢的是自己的身体，没有比自己的身体还更喜欢的物质在外面的。所以呢，就是供养身体的功德是很大的。
And here now begins the next making offering of the body, speech, and mind. And here it reads that I bring, I completely offer my entire self to the jinas and their children. O Supreme Beings, accept me. I reverently devote myself to your service. Being free from the fear of mundane existence due to your protection, I shall serve sentient beings. I shall completely transcend my earlier vices, and hence I shall sin no more. And in terms of offering body, speech, and mind, this brings really immense amount of merit, because the thing that we attach most in us is our own selves. Although we have much of the external attachments, but the thing that we are most attached to is our own body, ourself, our sense of our own self, because we like the body that we have, we like it the most. So by making an offering of this body, then we'll really bring immense amount of merits.
那供养身体以后，那是要怎么样呢？我们把我们的身体供养给三宝，就要怎么做呢？他就说：“我愿为尊仆，我就当你的仆人一样，我就是你的仆人，因为我把我的身口意都供养给你了。”那这个时候是不是佛我们就是像就是一般的仆人一样了？不是的。那我们要做的是什么呢？我们要做的就是佛想要做的事情，我们可以去做。佛想要做的事情是什么呢？就是利益众生所以我们要做就是当我们的身口意供养给三宝以后，那我们要做什么呢？我们就是尽自己的能力去利益众生。
So in terms of offering our own self or our own body to the Buddhas, then what is it that we need to do? What is it that we need to do? Here it says that I completely offer my entire self. Here it says, I reverently devote myself to your service. So here we become a servant to the Buddha. But does this mean that our actions going to be like that of the ordinary servant of the mundane world? No, because here when we say serve as a servant, we do what the Buddha wants to do. The thing that Buddha wants to do is to really benefit sentient beings. So thereby, after making our offering of ourselves to the Buddha, then we really just engage in our best of our effort to benefit sentient beings. This is what we're meant by becoming a servant.
所以呢，在这样的时候，就我们每一个人有自己的这个长处不一样，自己的能力也不一样，所以呢，就是按照自己能够做到为众生为佛法能够做到多少，自己就尽力的去做。当你这样自己的身口意也是为了自己获得佛果，自己积累资粮、积累福报，把自己的身口意供养了佛之后。那我们当然，我们所供养了以后，我们当然要承诺自己所承诺的事情呢。那就要做这个佛的仆人呢。佛的仆人就是利益众生，弘扬佛法，利益众生嘛。所以，当你真正的打自内心里把自己的身口意供养了三宝以后呢，之后你为众生，不管做再多的事情，你都不会说就是常常在那里抱怨，就是我做太多了，然后没有这个没有那个，不会抱怨了。你心里就是非常的平静，你就是不管为众生做再多的事情，都没有一句抱怨的话，也没有一句说我做太多了或是这样那样的，不会有的，因为你心里打自内心的，你的身体。你的身口意已经是供养给佛的三宝了，供养佛就是属于三宝的，属于三宝的时候，他要做的什么呢？要做的事情就是利益众生嘛，弘扬佛法，利益众生。所以在这个时候的话，你的心胸就会变成更宽阔了，就不会说是为别人做一点点事情的，在那抱怨这个抱怨那个，不会的，是这样。
So here, everybody has their own specialty. So people, after you make offering, then you just do whatever you can for the purpose of benefiting, for the purpose of Buddha Dharma, and then just really do your best, the best of your effort. So this, as we make offering ourselves to the Buddha as a way of accumulating merit, then we need to, once we have make offering of ourselves, then we need to really keep our promise. What is it that we promise? That once we have offered ourselves, we became servants of Buddha. So thereby, as a servant of Buddha, we had to do in the best of our capability to propagate Buddha Dharma and benefit sentient beings. And so thereby, once you have really truly offer yourself to the three jewels from the bottom of your heart, then you offer yourself to the Buddha from the bottom of your heart, then you would not have so much complaints as you engage in benefiting sentient beings or helping out sentient beings. So you wouldn't have complaints. You wouldn't have these complaints such as, "Oh, I have done this and that already. I have done so much, etc., etc." Because you already have a peace of mind. You would not have complaint anymore because you have made a promise. You made this offering of yourself, your own body, speech, and mind to the three jewels. Now, once you have made offering, they have they've been and then belong to the three jewels, and then that means that it's really for your body, speech, and minds for the purpose of benefiting all these sentient beings, and that means that you will have a really bigger heart, like a bigger capacity of your mind to do what's good for others without any complaints.
在这样的时候呢，不但是不会 complain， 而且呢，你的心量也越来越大，你也不会从此以后，你也不会把你所做为了众生、为了利益众生、为了弘扬佛法所做的事情挂在嘴皮上，你也不会挂在嘴皮上了，完全你也不会讲，你就会尽力的自己去做，而且你做的越多，你心里会越开心，因为你做了你承诺的事情，然后你的这样越开心的时候呢，你的这个做的事情的福报也是越来越大，所以这些都是。就是我们所说的水高就船高一样的，当你做的越多，你会心生的欢喜越大，你心生的欢喜越大，你做的那个事情的功德越大，那个功德越大，等于是什么？你的福报就越增加了。
So here, not only you would no longer complain, as your heart grows bigger and bigger, you wouldn't often just kept saying all the things that you have done for the Buddha Dharma and benefits sentient beings. You wouldn't just always trying to say about, to often just talk about, because you will really begin to just keep these things in your mind, because you know that you have done what you have promised, and you will be really joyful in what you do. And as you become more joyful in what you do to benefit sentient beings, the merit is enhanced even more magnitude in terms of its magnitude. So just as saying says, as the water rises, so is the boat. So as you become more joyful in your activity to benefit sentient beings, the merits you accumulate will also become more and more too.
所以呢，我们就会慢慢的话，这个人就会变成一个真正的一个修行者。我们所说的修行者跟世间法的有一个很大的差别是什么呢？世间法的话就是会讲很多，但是真正做的比较少，这就是世间的。然后真正的修行者佛法的什么呢？可能说的很少，但是做的很多。这个我们所说的就是有些人说雷声大雨点小，但是呢，我们学习佛法修行者的话，应该要雷声小雨点大，我们实际真正的修行的话，为众生做的事情要更多，但是雷声小一点，这个就是真正的就会变成这样。
So here, as we gradually train ourselves and engage in this path, we gradually become a genuine practitioner. There's a big difference, that we can see between a genuine practitioner and the people of the mundane world, or the way of the practitioner and then the way of the mundane world. The way of the mundane world is often just you say a lot, but you do so little. However, the way of the practitioner is that you do a lot, but you say little. Such as that, for example, there's a saying that the loud thunder, but the little raindrop. However, as a practitioner, we should really be approached in a way that we have light thunder, but heavy raindrops. So it means we try to do as much as we can, but we say less.
所以呢，这里就是供养自己的身口意的意义是什么？就是这个。 除非这样之外，我们说再多的供养自己的身体、身口意都没有用，因为佛不需要我们的身体，我们的身口意他们根本不需用，除非我们用我们的身口意去利益众生，去做有意义的事情，那就我们的供养就是有意义的。如果我们这样的什么都没有做的话，我们说再多的供养也没有什么很大的意义的，而且我们的人的这个身体，所谓的这个身体是血肉组成的，有36种不净物组成的，根本拿来没有用。但是呢，我们把它用另外一个方式去利用的话，它可以做很多好的事情。这样。
So here, this is what we refer to as the meaning of making an offering of our own body, speech, and mind. Other than this, there's really no other purpose or meaning when we say, oh, we're going to offer our body, speech, and mind, because the Buddha doesn't really need our body or our speech, mind, etc. However, if we really put ourselves in the ways and engage of benefiting sentient beings, then this offering becomes meaningful. Our body, our corporeal body itself, consists of 36 impure substances. So if the body itself really have no beneficiary to anything. But it will become beneficiary or meaningful if you put this, or if you put your own body, as well as speech and mind, into benefit sentient beings, and that will become meaningful.
所以呢，我们所谓的供养自己的身口意的功德是很大的，所以呢，当我们供养了之后，我们要做什么呢？就刚刚讲完了这样。然后这里说，如果我已经供养了我的身体给三宝，然后呢，当我在利益众生的过程当中，如果是有什么误语言障碍，或是有什么就是罪业障碍我利益众生的话，我就是打自内心的想祝福菩萨忏悔，请你们也大悲的舍受我，清净我的一切业障，就大致上就这样的意思。
So here, this is what we refer to as the why there's such merit when we engage in offering of our own body, speech, and mind. And then, so this is what we need to do, as we just mentioned, after we make offering of ourselves. And then after, here it says that after making offering of ourselves, if we encounter certain obstacles or hindrance, then we request the Buddhas to help us and to purify these obstacles so that we can truly benefit sentient beings.
这一上呢，我们就是身体的供养的这些部分讲完了，那么今天就讲到这里。
And so this is the offering of our own body, and today we'll stop here for today's morning session.